Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you on how you can go ahead and cut and stitch this baggy elastic waistband pan. This is the most trending pan right now. Everybody's just creating it. So if this is something you've been wanting to make, here is the right tutorial for you. The measurement you just been needing for this pan is just the hip measurement and the length. Those two measurements, it is what we're going to be using. So come on, follow me up. Let's do this together. So first thing what I did was to go ahead and fold my fabric into two, right side facing right side. How do you know the amount of fabric you'll be folding? Is by taking round your hip, divide it by 4. Whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and add 8" to it. After doing so, I'll go ahead and draw a straight line, which is going to be the starting point. The next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead. I will put from my waist to the hip there. So I'm going to be using my waistband of 2.025. So I'm starting my measurement from that 2.025. I'll mark from the waist to the hip depth, from the waist to the crotch depth. How to get a crotch depth is by dividing the round hip by 4. Whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and add 1" to it. Then after that, you mark up the length of your choice. When I'm done marking the length, the next thing I'll do is to go ahead. I'll be connecting them up with a straight line. After connecting my lines, the next thing I'm going to do is to take round hip divided by 4, which mine is 38. 38 divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. I'll go ahead and add extra 4" to it. Then now we'll go ahead now connect that line up. Next thing we're going to do is to get a crotch extension. How do you do so? Is by taking round hip divided by 20. Whatever you have, you're going to go ahead and mark that up. From this point, you're going to go out by 1.5", then connect it up. You don't want to make it too curvy. That's why I went out by 1.5". Okay, I'll measure up whatever I have there. I'm going to go ahead now. I will transfer it up to the hemline. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect it all the way straight downward. Once I'm done doing so, I'm going to go ahead and cut this front. We'll be using the front to cut up the back. When I'm done cutting it, I'll still go ahead and fold my fabric again like we did for the front. You have to fold the fabric of 1/4 of the hip plus that 8". But remember that the crotch extension of the back is quite very long than the one of the front. Okay, so take note of that. So I've just gone ahead and fold my fabric and I'll pin up the front piece on it. Then I'll be leaving 1" at the side, making sure that I also leave 1.5" at the top. Okay, and I also make sure that I have my allowance for the crotch extension of the back. So whatever we use for the crotch extension of the front, we're going to add it up here. Okay, starting from where this one, the front one in. Okay, so I'll connect that up. Then I'm going to leave it up by 1.5". Okay, now from that 1.5", you're going to go in by 1". This 1" will go ahead now measure up whatever I'll have for the front piece. We'll replace that back here at the sides. All right, now I will go ahead now connect it up like this. Okay, like this. Then I'm going to go ahead now. I'll join this part up here. Here I'm going to be extending at this part. I'll go ahead and connect it all the way to the top but to that 1.5 inch we lift it up. At this part right there, I'm going to go ahead and go, I mean, I'm going to go out by 2.5 inch. At the hemline, I will go out by 1 inch. After that, I'm going to go ahead and connect it up straight. After connecting it straight, I'm going to go ahead and cut that up. After cutting it up from the waistline, I'm going to go down by 1 inch. I will notch that part up. That is where my pocket is going to start from. Fold again my fabric into two. Then I'll go ahead and cut up my pocket. I do not have enough piece. So what you're supposed to do is just to place your palm on your fabric. Then you go ahead and cut that up. But make sure that that is at least 7 inch wider. Look at what I'm doing here. Place your palm on your fabric, then you go ahead and cut that up. So you're supposed to cut 4 pieces for both the right and the left. I'll be pinning up the crotch of it. Then I'll do the same thing to the back. After that, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it up by 1/2 inch. When I'm done stitching the crotch, joining up the crotch together, the next thing I want to do is to go ahead. I'll be adding up my pocket from that 1 inch that we notch. Remember, place right side facing right side. Go ahead and pin them up for both the back and the front. When I'm done pinning, I will take it and I'm going to go ahead and stitch the pocket. I'll stitch it about 1/2 inch away. Then I'll also do the same thing to the other side. When I'm done stitching, I'll go ahead and place the right side of the front facing the right side of the back. Then I'm going to go ahead. I'll be pinning up the side seams of it. After pinning it up, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch like this all the way around, all the way straight to the hemline. When I'm done stitching that up, I'll go ahead now. I will join the inseams as well. I'll simply go ahead and trim all the excess that I don't need. Then I'll just go ahead now and flip it to the right side. This is the right time for you to press that up to lay everything flat, but I always like to do mine at the end. It depends on the project I'm really working on. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead, measure up whatever I have there, and I'll be cutting up my waistband of whatever I have here. When you cut up your the waistband, make sure to measure up the elastic you'll be using for this project. So for example, if your elastic is 2 inch, you have to multiply that by 2 and then plus your ½ inch of joining it up to the pan itself. Go ahead and cut that up. When I'm done cutting that up, the next thing I want to do is to go ahead now and join up the two sides together. But first of all, I'll have to go ahead and press that up ½ inch of one side, okay, inward flat. Then I'll just take up my pants, place this right on it like this. Then I'm going to mark the point. I'll join that part up, okay. After joining it up, the next thing I'm going to do is to notch the 4 angles of my waistband. Our pants already have that 4 angle. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'll be pinning up the right side of my waistband facing the wrong side of my pants. I'm simply joining those notches to notches, okay? Don't notches that I notch the waistband, then I'll just join it up to the pan. You know the pan already have those 4 notches. We'll join the 2 side and the 2 center, so altogether is 4. We'll just go ahead and join those notches up with the pan. Then we'll go ahead now and stitch that up with ½ inch. I'm done stitching it up. I'm going to go ahead and flip the waistband now to the right side of the pan, and we are going to top stitch. Look at what I'm doing here. Flip it up like this to the right side, and I'm going to put some pins to secure that up. Then I'm going to go ahead and stitch that up. But make sure to leave at least 3 inch that you'll be able to pass your elastic through, because if not, there's no way you'll be able to pass your elastic. I'll be top stitching that up, but make sure to leave at least 2 inch. I'll be leaving my 2 inch that I'll be able to pass up my elastic, okay. Now to cut the elastic, what you need to do is to measure round waist minus 2 inch or 3 inch, depending on how stretchy your elastic is. Then I'm just going to go ahead and take my safety pin that up, and I'm going to pass through that elastic casing. That 2 inch, okay, that 2 inch that we left open, we're going to put it inside all the way round. When I get to the end, I make sure that I join the 2 head together, secure that up so that when I pull it inside, it will not move. I will join up my elastic with the zigzag stitch. Then after that, I will have to go ahead and close up that 2 inch of a hole that we left. Now this is what we have, okay. I'll go ahead and run 2 or 3 stitches on the elastic waistband. I always do it this way because this way my elastic is not going to wrap when you put it on, okay. My elastic would not wrap. So when I'm done doing so, practically, after when I'm done running those straight stitches on the elastic waistband, next thing I have to do is to go ahead and hem the pants. After hemming up the pants, I am done with this project. So I hope this was helpful. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and share. I hope to see you some other time. Bye.